Yo, what's up guys, how's everyone doing? Just shut down Telegram real quick. Don't want to be getting any messages while I'm streaming. Guys, today it is a bit more of a bullish video, so I know some of the perma bears at the moment aren't gonna like that. Obviously it's fashionable to be bearish at the moment, so that is why I'm actually putting out a bullish video today, guys. I have some, I think, fairly good reasons for it. Just gonna wait for a couple more people to be to come in here. So check out these comments. I mean, a lot of people already in here. Awesome. Why will explode, Crypto Boy? I'm gonna get to that in just a second. Welcome everyone. Yeah, smash those likes real quick. Well, yeah, we're about to get started here. I've got an interesting chart for you guys. It's something I've been trying to it's something I've been trying to get up on stream for you guys for a very long time now, but I haven't known how to. I only figured it out today. But, you know, before we do get into why I think it's bullish, let me give you a general market update, alright? So, what we're seeing here yet again is just another rising wedge. I mean, it's been pretty, you know, nothing really has changed over these past, say, 24 hours. You know, volume $11 billion, it's okay. It's better than what we saw yesterday, especially on a green day. You want to see increasing volume, but, I mean, really, it's still terrible. It's I mean, of course you're going to be getting volume like this within a rising wedge. A rising wedge is pretty much by definition a consolidation pattern, a continuation pattern, where, yeah, price does consolidate a little bit, it does its own thing, and then it continues the trend it's already in. So, I mean, forget a rising wedge. Actually, this you know, it looks much more like a bear flag at the moment. So, just draw these lines real quick, you know. It's a bear flag. It's still a continuation pattern. It's telling us exactly the same thing. I mean, you know, guys, yesterday I called a bounce up from, you know, what was it, 61, 6200. It obviously didn't happen, so I was wrong about that. Fortunately, I decided not to take up a trade anyway, because, guys, like I said, this kind of environment is a very bad way to be trading. So I'm definitely not, I'm not even considering BitMEX at the moment. I mean, I'm still seeing a lot of people trading on BitMEX, and that's great. If you guys are making profits, more power to you. But maybe I'm overstepping here, but, you know, the way I see it, guys, is if you're making trades right now, you're not in the right mentality. You're trying to fight these bots, and it's gonna work now, alright? This stuff will work. Hopefully. But eventually, you know, with that kind of a mentality, I feel like you're open to other risks as well. You're open to breaking your rules about the maximum leverage you use. You're going to get liquidated. It's just not, I mean, the more you trade, the more profits you make. You're just going to reinvest those profits back into leverage trading. And then once you're going to get liquidated, that's it. You've lost everything. That's why I'm not trading in this kind of an area, guys. It's a very bad place to be trading. There are lots of reasons for going bullish, lots of reasons for going bearish. Okay, but that's my rant over. I've said this in basically every stream. Guys, today I'm going to be looking at specifically this chart, which I didn't know how to pull up because I'm a bit of an idiot. Let's go to the 1 day here. And yeah, guys, so this is the inverted chart on Bitcoin. Alright, so I wanted to be cool about this and start with this chart and be like, so, you know, this is an asset. I'm not going to tell you, this is just really embarrassing. I'm not going to tell you when, sorry, what asset this is. For those of you who know, don't say, but I mean, it's already obvious. It's Bitcoin. It's an inverted chart. So every blue candle is red, every red candle is blue. All right. So when we go up, that's actually a downwards candle. And really, guys, what this does is it helps to remove bias from the market. And I mean, I'm using it for a slightly different case here because I am biased bull anyway. But, you know, there's very basic principles, and this is really pissing me off. There are very basic rules within markets, and one of the main ones here is support and resistance zones. And really, guys, it's where, you know, we have a line, all right, we get rejected, we go down, all right, we go way down, we go back up, test the line again, get rejected, go down, test the line again, rejected, go down, and then we're testing the line once more. So this is really important. It lines up with this institutional investors thing, which you've heard me bang on for many streams now. I'm going to touch on that in a second as well. I've got a nice chart for that too. But, you know, really, we get hammered down every single time we test this line. And we did test it. Obviously, we broke below 5,800 a couple of days ago, but it was only a wick. Alright, so it wasn't a full candle going below this line, and so yet again, this support is intact, or rather that resistance is intact. Obviously, if we switch to the normal chart, it becomes a support. But what we're seeing right now, guys, is a, what's this called, a resistance, in this case support, where Bitcoin has been bouncing off this line fairly nicely. It's exactly, I think, 45%. So if you guys remember to a couple streams back, I said when you have a trend which is 45% in terms of its angle, whether that's 45% or not, I don't know. But that's generally the best trend you could ask for within trading. You know, you get something like, what is this, maybe 10%. That's not a definitive uptrend, you know, but if you get something like 80% as well, that's also not a good sort of uptrend to be following because it's too volatile, it's moving up too quickly. But this is what you would consider sustainable level of growth. Alright, that's not related to this video, but maybe it taught you something. So what we're looking at here, guys, is heavy resistance. We've been rejected 3 times, going on 4. We already have been rejected a 4th time because it was only a wick that entered this, you know, entered below that or above that resistance point. And so it still looks like we're poised for a breakdown, all right? And in our case, that means going up in Bitcoin's price. And you know, we can also wick below the line, as we saw back in November. If I just zoom in over here, we did wick. In fact, our entire candle went below that line. And it's okay because, I mean, this is... It's a very small thing to be aware of. I mean, on some exchanges, it may have not even gone that low. We are looking at the general trend. I mean, the daily chart is, of course, for Bitcoin, the best chart to be looking at. I've said it multiple times. 400 people in here. If you could smash those likes real quick. Percent, yeah, degrees. Yeah, I meant degrees. My bad. Thanks, Blockchain Hunter. I don't know why I was saying percent. Yeah, so, you know, let's go over to the log chart as well. And what we're looking at here, again, like I've, you know, went over at length many times now, is, you know, this is just another... well, in our case, it's a rising wedge, alright, because this chart is inverted, but you've heard me say the reason I am mega bullish, you know, long term and all that stuff. I made that mega bull run video. A lot of people were salty about that. And the reason for that is we are in a long-term bull flag. In this case, we are in a long-term rising wedge. Bear flag as well, I guess you could say, ascending triangle, you know, name it whatever you like. It's a continuation pattern. And so, you know, you would expect us to break down here as well with, you know, with the 4th, I mean, come on, the 4th test of a resist. You know, if you don't break it the 2nd time, all right, maybe it's a double top, 3rd time, triple top, but it's a 4th time going, you know, from a purely technical point of view, there is a very low chance that we breach this resistance zone, and so we would get sent right back. Now, guys, it's not all sunshine and roses. This is the only bullish thing I have to share in this stream for the long-term trend. If we switch on these indicators, guys, it is a much more gloomy look, alright? So we know how EMAs work, exponential moving averages. It takes the average of the previous prices. Exponential means that it gives more weight to the more recent prices. And so these EMAs act as support and resistance lines. It depends on whether the candles are above or below the EMAs. In this case, guys, the candles are above the EMA, so we look specifically at the EMA 13, which I've just hidden and shown. We are seeing distinct bounces off this EMA line. And so once this line hits our price once again, or the price rises, or in our case, goes down to 64 minus 6,400, and hits this blue line, we're just going to bounce right back up and break that resistance point. Alright, guys, bear in mind, we've also got the longer term EMA 48. We could see a pump, you know, like I said, to the 6,800s if it breaches 64, that kind of a thing. Highly unlikely, but that resistance is there as well. You know, we switch to the exponential moving average ribbon, we go to the 4-hour chart, and we are right in that support area. So it's a very easy bounce up from here and past resistance, you know. So basically every indicator we've got is telling us the same thing. I mean, we throw on the Ichimoku cloud for the daily trend, and where is it? Let's daily chart, and we've got massive support over here, right? you can see, I mean, if you know, this chart is amazing if you're shorting Bitcoin, and it's my first time actually using it. It's the first time I've interacted with this chart today. But I was thinking while I was charting this, wow, you can actually use this to short Bitcoin, and it's incredibly reliable, so I may actually start doing that if we do drop below this line. Now guys, I also put out a very important post with regard to this line, with regard to the lower levels. If we do breach those levels, that post is in VIP only, guys. If you are interested, the link is below to join my Telegram channel. You can hit me up at Full Flight on Telegram, and I can give you the details on VIP. Only one space available, guys. So, with the rest of these indicators, everything is telling us that these candles rather are going to bounce up, and so obviously breach this resistance point, and obviously in real terms for our prices, that means below $6,000 and staying below $6,000 more importantly. So it depends how much weight do you give on this line. Personally, I'm giving it a lot of weight. Maybe I'm just being hopeful, you know, uselessly, you know the word, I can't think of it. Wishful thinking, that's it, the phrase. You know, maybe it's just wishful thinking that this line will hold. I mean, personally, from a technical point of view only, it's very obvious that that line is resistance and it's not going to go above that. You know, then we factor in with the log chart, it's also very obvious that this is a bear flag and the trend will continue downwards. So that's the inverted chart done. I'm going to stop confusing you guys with that. I will go to questions in just a second, but now I want to focus on the CME and futures, SIBO futures date. So I got all of these courtesy of Yaz, once again, amazing trader. And I put blue lines here to indicate when, you know, specific dates have taken place for these futures. So this is when SIBO opened, obviously. And then we've got some more, which I've forgotten. This might be CME opening or closing. It doesn't really matter. But what you're seeing is, guys, right before these, or right at these vertical lines, there is a significant price reversal. So we go to December the 15th. Well, yeah, you know what happened there. And then we look at April the 3rd, where this line is. And then just a few days later, April the 12th, about a week later, we had a massive pump, alright, so that's a reversal. And then with another significant date here, again, this is either CME or SIBO, well, it's CME, either opening or closing, I have forgotten. I think it would make sense if this is closing. I've forgotten, so you can't take my word on that. But you know, this line here, and then what, 2, 3, 4 days later, reversal. All right, and the same thing happened here. So we had this significant date. We had a sort of reversal. I mean, we had a bit of a rally up. I mean, you could have made life-changing money here if you knew what was going on. And then, guys, we've got 2 dates here, and they're within the space of about, you know, 3, 4 days or something. So this is pretty significant. I mean, you know, if we look at this, all right, let's throw out your biases and all that stuff that you think it's going to go to $3,000. If you look at this, and you look at how we've had a price reversal every single time, it looks highly likely that we're about to head into the same thing. And then we factor in that inverse chart I just showed you, how we've been rejected by that resistance point 3 times already, going on 4. We already have been rejected a 4th time with that wick right over here, like I went over. We are in this relative triple bottom zone. Guys, everything lines up for a bit of a reversal. I don't know if it's going to happen. Honestly, the chances are relatively low, just given how bad the sentiment is, given how we are following a bubble pop pattern. All right, I mean, my thoughts on this, you guys already know. I feel like we've completed the most, you know, we've completed most of it. This kind of a job followed by this kind of stability I went over on, I think, 2 streams ago. This kind of relative stability is what you see when a bubble pops, all right? That's what you see at the end of a bubble pop cycle. I pulled up the Wall Street cheat sheet to compare it. So everything does line up from a bullish perspective to show that we could rally higher, and you know, we could be hitting this resistance cloud. I've been seeing words of us going to 11.6 or 10k and then getting rejected there. All very, very possible scenarios to play out, and you just consider SIBO closing in literally 2 days, 48 hours, Bitcoin could explode, alright? Now, I don't know if that's going to happen on June the 29th, within 48 hours, or if that's going to happen, you know, sometime between June the 29th and, what is this? And July the 2nd when CME opens, alright? I don't know when that's going to happen. It could be within a range. Like I've said, my date for that, my end target is July. Sorry for smashing my mic there. My end target for that is July the 5th, just because it gives a few more extra days of a breather. I mean, we could even wait a couple more days like we have in April, and you know, it just depends. Are we going to have stability when these dates happen? Is it going to continue to be completely sideways like it has been for the past couple days? It really depends on what we see, but in terms of a general trend, you know, we're talking about swing trading. That's all that crypto mafia is. That's all I've been doing recently. This is a swing trading opportunity, all right? Whether it, you know, whether we go to 7,000, 8,000, you can play the swing up and you can play the swing down. And guys, you already know that's what I'm going to be doing. So I think that's it in terms of, you know, looking at the bullish perspectives, countering it with the bearish, letting you guys make your own decisions. Just going through my notes here, and I have covered everything, so I will be taking questions now. Let's just go back to this regular Coinbase chart now and see what's up. So, I mean, I already went over this. It's still, you know, it's more of the same. You know, I am waiting for a significant move, whether it means we go down probably, or if it means we go up, which in this case I think is a little bit less likely. Let's check out what you guys are saying. I'm not really seeing too many questions here. From January till now, we're in a giant bull flag. Yeah, Matthew, that's exactly what I've been preaching past couple streams. First pump will be at 10k. I mean, yeah, that lines up with what I've just said. So yeah, I mean, as expected, there's a lot of resistance, potentially. I don't want to use the word hate, but I can't think of a better one. So I was talking to a friend of mine, actually, before I did this stream, and I told him that this is going to be a very bullish video, and obviously I did expect a lot of people to be talking shit about that. So, you know, incredibly predictable, just as retail investors are. And you can tell those who are hating are exactly that type of trader, the retail that gets dumped on. Full Flies, are you trying to influence a small line change so you can profit from a quick pump? Ham Town Hero, if I could pump Bitcoin, I would be mega rich right now. Wow, serious. I think that's a different language you're speaking. BitMEX controls price. BitMEX doesn't account for much trading volume. Its liquidity is pretty bad, so I don't think it does affect prices that much. Do you think we'll test that support and bounce back up to 10k, then move on down to another 5k regions? Chris, yeah, I think it's possible. I'm not saying I think it's going to happen, but I do think it's one of these situations that could play out. And that's the, you know, that's the idea I've been conveying to you guys within this stream particularly. You know, I'm just pulling different ideas together. The reason I brought this up is, how do I bring this chart up? I keep on forgetting. Reason I brought this up, guys, is because I've been seeing a lot of other people doing similar things like this, and so I wanted to bring this idea to you guys, allow you to consider it, allow you to digest it, and form your own opinions. Because, you know, within this stream we've got 530 viewers live. Some of you are going to be bullish, some of you are going to be bearish, and it's good to have a reason for why you share those sentiments. And for the bulls today, this is one of those reasons you can mention, you know, if you want to argue it out in the comments or whatever you like. Mazshah, love you, bro. Thank you very much. Are you only trading Bitcoin right now, Velad? Yes, I am. Rymac, late to the party. What's your buy-in? You should probably rewatch the entire stream, watch it on 2x speed, and you'll probably catch up to being live. It's very important what I said at the beginning. Why would the whales want to lose retail support and let this go incredibly low to when no one would want to buy it for a long time? Kyle, that's actually something I considered, but it's not, you know, that's the wrong question to be asking, because retail will come back just as they did back with the 2014 bubble pop. Will we see it here on this chart? No, we won't. You know, back with the 2014 bubble pop, obviously a lot of people did leave the space, but the FOMO did kick back in, as we know, 2016, 2017, going on 2018. That kind of thing won't affect the prices too much. But even then, it doesn't matter if they get scared off for a long time, like you mentioned, because these guys are in it for the long game, all right? So they know if they're going to make a 2x return, you've got to bear in mind, those guys with the, $10,000 suits walking into Wall Street buildings, they're looking for 6% returns and things like that per year, 6, 12, whatever. Just laughable results compared to what we've got, right? And so they know if they have to wait 18 months, 24 months, whatever the deal is for the next bull run where Bitcoin goes 2x, and obviously a lot more if you share that sentiment. Again, none of this is financial advice. Then they are willing to wait that extended period of time because the return is absolutely huge. So, I don't think it's a question of why the whales would want to scare people off. Four Flies, my prediction is we crash to $4,800 in one day, and that puts us, in bottom on news. Bitcoin ETF is approved. Switchblade, I don't think we're going to go down there in one day. If you mean 6,000 to 4,800 in one day, I think it's definitely not going to happen. Just considering how much of a big move that is, that would mean what, like a 30% difference in price in one day, which I mean, it's definitely possible. Bitcoin has done it before, but I just don't see it happening. It's not that volatile. We look at how this trend has been playing out, all this relative stability. I just don't think that's going to happen. It's possible though. Anything is possible, right? Isn't the Ichi showing support on the reverse Bitcoin chart? Jacob Crypto, yes it is. So this red cloud is green on that chart, and obviously the red cloud is below the price. And so what that means is let's just go to it so it doesn't get a bit confusing. Take this chart here. So this is a green cloud, but that just means it's support. So once it goes down here, it would just bounce right back up, and that bounce I think would be pretty disastrous for Bitcoin if it does happen. So yes, it's support, but it's resistance for us, in the real chart. Unless you are going short, if you're going short and you catch Bitcoin in this cloud, I mean, that's an amazing place to go short, and I think that's what I would be doing. It just depends on how this landscape does evolve. There's room for a slight pump up to, say, 7,300, but we're in a strong downtrend. I mean, I don't think we're going to be seeing 7,300 with a slight pump, at least not until we potentially test the lows again, the lows of about $5,800. I mean, it does look like we are heading downwards again, but I'm not making any trades on this. Like I said, it's just not a good environment. Saw a question about regulations, but I've just missed it. Yeah, Des, are we waiting on regulations? Personally, Deg, is it Deg or Des? I forgot. Des. Personally, Des, I am waiting for regulations because there are a lot of opportunities to scam people in this space right now, and regulations will help resolve that a little bit. And it's going to pave the way for other bigger players to get into the market because they need to know, is this stuff legal, is it recognized, and all that. So yesterday, I posted in Telegram, link in the description for those who aren't in there. I posted that the US Federal Reserve Bank has officially recognized Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies as being currencies, or was it Bitcoin? I forgot. Let me just check real quick actually. What was that? So US Federal Reserve Bank recognizes crypto. Okay, so just recognizes crypto. So they recognize that it exists, all right? That's not really a massive step forward, but considering it is the US, part of the US government, the US Federal Reserve Bank, let's take that as a win, all right? Because they obviously do move quite slowly. I'm seeing a couple questions about VIP, guys. I will get to you in just a second. Let's take a few more questions here, and if you guys could smash those likes again. I mean, wow, more than 600 viewers. Absolutely crazy. Never saw numbers like this before. Daily saying fuck regulation. I mean, regulations are going to be good for this space. It's going to probably mean less volatility, but you'll be thankful that we do have them, I think. Especially going now. It doesn't make too much sense to be hostile towards them. Bitcoin seems to drop heavy at the weekend. Have you noticed this, and if so, why? Chris, I am aware. Other people have pointed it out to me. I don't personally give that too much weight. I don't think it's too important. The reason for it, probably, it's just people spending time with their families or whatever. And you've got to bear in mind, I mean, we had, like I mentioned, in that post, let me just read this word for word. But be aware of how bullish news generally hasn't been affecting the market much, whereas bearish news has always sent Bitcoin down. So guys, every time you get bearish news, you know, exchanges being hacked or raided and stuff like that, it sends Bitcoin down. But we had two pieces of very bullish news yesterday. First of all, Federal Reserve Bank recognizing crypto, and then second of all, Facebook reversing its ban on cryptocurrency ads. So obviously I completely expected that to happen. It was obviously bound to happen at some point, but that's two pieces of bullish news, which are, you know, if we reverse it and we had, you know, the equivalent bearish news of those two articles, you know, Federal Reserve Bank says crypto is stupid, and Facebook says, you know, crypto is stupid as well, that would have sent Bitcoin down by a couple dollars. So sorry, couple $100. So it's bullish news is doing nothing at the moment, and so that's why I think on the weekends it's just more opportunities to short. Explode as in die. Boris, watch it from the start, and I mean explode as in go up. Where do you think the floor is if we break that support we have right now? So Sparty 7 war phase, I think we're going to be seeing support if we break that final support. I think we, you know, the kind of the bottoms we could be seeing will be in the 4,000s. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And like I said, I have put a specific post about that in VIP. Very important. I think if we do hit those levels, the post I put in VIP could make people a lot of profits. If you guys remember, if you can remember, I think it's like 3, 4, 5 days ago or something, I made a triple gain on my investment, and that was from like a $700 move. So sorry, 6 or 5. I think that post I did put out in VIP is a big game changer if we do hit those levels. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that if you are trading on margin. Stranger things just happen in the upside down world. Thrilling point of view. Thank you for this perspective. Thank you, Harjet. You are a nice guy for being civil like that. Your live stream numbers have more of a pump than Bitcoin. That's funny, Maz. Yeah, they do. Yeah, live stream numbers doing much better than Bitcoin at the moment. I'm happy with that. I mean, we're shorting, right? I mean, if we're not shorting, we're at least making profits somehow, hopefully. Do you think we're going down, Dennis? Yes, I do. What's my birth name? I mean, you guys already know it, but I'm not going to say it just because of how weird that question is. I have come to the conclusion that today and or tomorrow we'll see a 16 to 19% drop to a low of 52 to 4,900 price of Bitcoin. This will begin the capitulation stage. Then we'll see a 24-hour volume of 22 to 24 billion, and this will signal the start of the bull run. The great news will flow concerning crypto. Does anyone think this theory has a high probability of coming to fruition? Swartz, that is incredibly specific. You're banking on a lot of ifs playing out for that to happen. You know, first of all, you're saying we need to have a 16% drop, and then secondly, we need to bounce up and we need to capitulate and volume needs to go to X levels. No, I don't think it's going to happen. You can't make such, you know, I mean, how many people have made similar calls like that? You know, tomorrow we're going to go bull. You know, tomorrow Bitcoin is going to tank by $1,000. Come on, I mean, people say that all the time. So, I think what you're saying could play out over the long term, but you've made this sound very short term, like it's going to happen in 48 hours, and I just don't think that's the case. SIBO closing at 29 June and CME open 2nd July, so FUD, then a bull run after this. John B, yeah, that's exactly what I went over near the start of this video. I mean, 700 viewers, guys. What I'd recommend you to do is go back, you know, rewind this stream and watch it at 2x speed. I mean, I talk pretty fast, so maybe you don't want to do 2x, but yeah, but you definitely need to watch the start of this stream for the rest to make sense. Emmanuel, much better phrasing of this question. What's your real name? My name is Sammy. Why did you choose 4Flies for a YouTube channel? 4Flies, incredibly stupid name. I don't know why I chose the 4. I've forgotten now, but Flies is for Time Flies Tuesday. It's a band or a duet, which I really do like. They made the song Alcohol, if you guys have heard it. Don't cloud mine, you'll lose your investments, just saying. Yeah, Dopest Daddy, funny name. I don't like cloud mining myself as well. There's a reason these guys are selling their own mining hardware. You've got to bear in mind. There is literally no way they would do that. I've got the same reminder here once again. I have forgotten to make this video. I will get to that in a second, guys. Oh, and just an update for tomorrow. I'm going to be sending my laptop off for repairs. If you guys were tuning in last time, I did have some technical difficulties. It is extremely annoying. I don't know how long the repairs will go on for. If it's going to be a long time, I'll just buy a new one. Essex in the house, amazing. Bull run volume, cap in billions coming in. I didn't understand both of the things you said, but as for volume, you know, this general trend we're looking at, we can't tell the volume on this Coinbase chart, obviously, because they messed up the volume, but the general volume is declining while we're going down, which indicates a reversal. Volume is, I'd say, the single most important indicator in all of charting. If you guys want to watch my mega bull run video, you'll see why. It's the one with like 60k views. Check that out. You know, you look at the volume, you look at these CME dates, and we bear in mind how heavily manipulated it is. Let's just go back and refresh this for the people just tuning in now. I mean, all of these lines tell you about specific reversals. I mean, this is where specific futures contracts have opened or closed, and you know, just days after these lines, you see a major reversal on price. So back in December, April, again, April. Yeah, this was April, and then May, and going on June and July now. So we could be seeing yet another reversal here. You know, I just think it's so clear. It depends on how much weight you personally want to give this. I'm just telling you what my perspective is. Any coin you are holding long term? Bitcoin billionaire? No, not at the moment. I think I am 100% Bitcoin and Ethereum at the moment. So there is no alt. I'm in this for the investment type of thing, and altcoins will come and go. But Bitcoin and Ethereum will stay forever because they're just so lovely. So that's my stance. I mean, there are definitely good long-term picks. It's just that I'm at a stage now where wealth protection is more important than getting a 10x gain, and so I'm not very interested in alts. And I can still definitely get massive gains, but I'm doing that in different ways, which I see as being faster and also worth the time. You know, compared to what you put in versus what you get out. I think margin is definitely better until the alt market turns around. So right now you've been seeing people scalping, you know, 3% gains like on Monero, and that's okay. But literally in this kind of a market, the only way to make decent profits is margin trading. And until that changes, I'm not going to be looking at alts. But when it does, obviously alts are another big aspect of what we do. It's what I enjoy doing, swinging the trades on alts. So I'm going to be doing both margin on Bitcoin and alt trading, you know, just normal buying low and selling high. 762 viewers, guys. If we can hit 1,000 viewers, that would be amazing. Neo Racing subbed. Thank you very much. Ripple is a joke, of course. Bcash is the real Bitcoin. Oh, I hope you're joking. I just feel the craziness for Bitcoin has passed. Now the banks, governments are all regulating the Bitcoin market. Yeah, DJ, you brought up a good point. Just give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, no, DJ, you mentioned that, you know, the hype around Bitcoin has passed, and I completely agree with you. The thing that drove Bitcoin, you know, absolutely parabolic like this was FOMO. It was greed and all that stuff. And so when that has passed, we are seeing a true reflection of what Bitcoin is. So the reason that bubble initially started was because the technology was good and it was attracting attention. But much more so than that, because the technology was good, because it was attracting interesting ears, you were getting the people already in the space making good profits. And it's because those things were hitting the headlines that Bitcoin initially started to run and run very hard, you know, from what, 4,000 up to 20,000 in pretty much one cycle. And at the moment, none of us are making profits apart from the ones shorting, and so there is no media appeal to Bitcoin right now. And until that comes around, like I say, until we start making why is everyone arguing about Ripple right now? Until we start making profits again, this stuff isn't going to be hitting the headlines, alright? And so we're not going to be getting FOMO action, and because of that, the excitement will not be there. So it is going to take us making profits before before we really do kick this off again and you know, actually explode. So, you know, even I think what's much more likely is, you know, within, like I said, 48 hours up to July the 5th, which is that date. I'm saying, let's even stretch it up to July the 12th or mid-July, that kind of a thing. It doesn't really matter. I'm just saying, you know, by mid-July, let's say, I think we are going to be seeing certainly some signs of a reversal. Why is Ripple a joke, Bruce Wayne? Good question. I want to answer this for the people who might not be aware. Ripple, I've forgotten off the top of my head, but it's got something like 90% centralized. Sorry, 90% of the Ripple coins or tokens are held by, you know, the Ripple Foundation or whatever themselves. The founder or the CEO is actually one of the, he's in the billions now. He's among the richest people in the world simply because he owns such a massive amount of Ripple. And obviously that was pretty good for him when Ripple was at $3. So it's extremely centralized. It goes against what crypto is meant to be. You know, I mean, it's one of those things where would you, you know, if someone else is holding 90% of a coin, would you really invest what you have into that coin? I mean, that is just asking to be dumped on. I would never touch it. I don't think I've ever traded it. I mean, if you're going to make profits off Ripple, amazing. You know, keep on doing it. But I would rather make my profits elsewhere. That's just a pride thing, and I'm privileged to be able to make those decisions based on pride. And the same goes for bcash, obviously. Again, extremely centralized. Roger Ver, just the complete shame of a person he is. Giving, you know, I mean, let's just go, you know, bitcoin.com, I think it is. I don't want to give them search traffic, but if it helps illustrate a point, let's go ahead and do it. So, yeah, this is, I mean, guys, you know, for those of you who don't know about Bitcoin Cash, let's go right now. I think you're going to start hating it just as much as I do. I mean, look, this is bitcoin.com. Let's imagine you are someone who's not on this stream, all right? You are average Mikey, all right? I'm not going to say Joe, because let's pretend that's copyrighted by Crypto Kirby. You're average Mikey at the coffee machine, not the water cooler, and you don't know what Bitcoin is, all right? You heard it. You know, you overheard your coworkers talking about how they've lost out on Bitcoin, and then you go ahead and search it because you've heard it in CNBC a little bit, and you go to bitcoin.com, all right? Because you don't understand. Firstly, you don't know that it's decentralized, but more importantly, you just want some quick information about it. What is Bitcoin? The first thing you see is a wallet for Bitcoin Cash. Are you serious? And we scroll down a little bit. Bitcoin Cash. So guys, what this is going to do, you already know, it's going to mislead people, alright? People are going to be thinking Bitcoin is just the abbreviation for the true Bitcoin, which is Bitcoin Cash. Obviously, as we know, that is not the case. So, extremely disgusting. I mean, this should be illegal from where I see it, and the people behind this should probably be prosecuted as well, because this is very blatantly just trying to pump their own bags. You know, we throw into the mix that Coinbase is where a lot of the West, you know, the Americans and things like that, will be going into cryptocurrency, and they're going to be presenting with 2 Bitcoins, 2 Ethereums. One Bitcoin is going to be at $6,000, another at $700. Which one are they going to buy? And then we throw in the fact that you go to bitcoin.com and you see Bitcoin Cash, you assume that it's an abbreviation. You know, you see this wallet, and they're going to pick, you know, they're going to pick Bitcoin Cash. And the same deal goes for Ethereum Classic, alright? One's up at $400, and the other one, let's check out, where, you know, one's up at $400, the other's up, you know, at $15, and they're going to think, yet again, it's just an abbreviation. You know, let me go for the cheaper one. It's ridiculous. I don't get it. I'm getting triggered right now. I'm sorry for this. Yeah, no, I will stop, Daily. Thank you. Vitalik is shitcoin confirmed. What are your thoughts on EOS? They have massive issues now, and they've kind of lost my eye. So I have enjoyed trading this coin, but it's just falling apart for EOS. I'm surprised they're even so high at the moment. You know, number 5. I'm genuinely surprised they're still up this high after all the shit they've had. Thought on, oh my god. I mean, I cover this like every stream. It's just being too quiet at the moment. Niverd1E, guys, don't trust people streaming this crap. They're just losing a lot of money. Yeah, that sounds like someone run aloud by Sonics. Neva, you sound like someone I've probably made more profits than in this past week or so. Why 48 hours? Will, let's go ahead and watch the stream from the beginning. It is very important that you catch the early parts of this stream. I'm going to take a few more questions and then start wrapping it up, guys. We're close to 900 viewers. Sorry, 1,000 viewers. If we can smash those likes real quick. Thoughts on XVG? Come on, guys. Okay, we're not going into alts. I made a mistake here, delving into alts a little bit. We're not... Okay, back to Bitcoin. Alright, like I said, I'm not going to look at alts until Bitcoin recovers, because alts are always going to have bigger losses than Bitcoin. Verge got hacked 3 times. Okay, I'm doing it again. Alright, I'm sorry. Guys, if you have any more relevant questions, let's delve into those. What makes you think Bitcoin will explode in 2 days, though? Go back to the beginning of the stream, guys. I mean, quickly to go over it. It is because of these SIBO futures ending in 2 days. It is because of these CME futures opening in like 5. And so it's you know, around these dates that we have significant price reversals. But you do have to watch the beginning of this stream to get the full context of that. It is extremely important. What are my settings for the Ichi Cloud? Let me throw them on for you. So you can copy them there, pause the video if you want. What else have we got? When will banks jump in Bitcoin? Hussein, I don't think they're ever going to jump into Bitcoin. What's your expectation for Bitcoin in the following 7 days? So, ZAHH, I'm neutral, but the theory I went over in this video is that over the next 7 days we could see, at the very least, stability, if not a move upwards. I missed the beginning. Why do you think it'll explode in 2 days? I don't want to repeat it for the people who were here, so just go back and watch it. I am going to be signing off in just a second. Watch it in 2 times speed or whatever. I've literally repeated it like 3 or 4 times now, so I don't want to annoy the people who have been here since the beginning. Is it worth the risk to be in Bitcoin right now? BCK, good question. Personally, I'm not liquidating my positions. I think it's a case of wait and see what happens at the moment. It's not worth making any significant trades as I see it. Shout out to Four Flies for being a pioneer in this Bitcoin game. Smash the likes. David, thank you very much. I think you're flattering me a bit too much by calling me a pioneer in the Bitcoin game, but I do accept your statement there. Why are your settings different from the standard Ichi Cloud settings? So I covered this in my Ichimoku video, which is specifically about the Ichimoku Cloud. The reason it's different is because the default settings are tuned for 9 to 5 Monday to Friday trading, whereas cryptocurrencies are traded 24/7. So this is what's widely agreed upon within this community. Daniel, can't believe you're 16. No, it's true, mate. 5.4k is the actual bottom. Definitely possible. I think that's where one of the fib lines falls as well. Let's check that out. One thing I haven't been looking at enough is the Fibonacci retracements, so it is good that you've reminded me of that, I guess. Yeah, so I mean, we're at the 786 line right now. If this is, that's 5,800, and that's if we draw it from $2,000. So this is where a lot of people agree that the uptrend had really started for 2017. You know, $2,000. Either way, it's a terrible chart at the moment. If you think we're going down, we are going very low. if that's your sentiment, it's a terrible chart. Are you the millionaire 16-year-old trader featured in the news, Bruce Wayne? I don't think I'll be a millionaire by the time I turn 17, unfortunately. Don't let this go to your head. Be careful, bro. No, for sure. Of course, being careful is my forte. Wish I was this smart at 16. Remain authentic, bro. Remain real. Don't get ivory tower syndrome. I need to search that up. Don't know what that is when your stacks get tall. No, that's a good point. Doug Thorpe. A lot of people fall into that trap when they become successful. So far, I've avoided it. Let's hope I continue to. You guys can keep me in check. Be very strict and make sure I never do it, because I'll hate myself if I do. We should test the resistance on the cloud, I think. Silo, it's possible. It's definitely possible. I think what's more likely is we'll test the resistance on the 4-hour cloud if we do test anything at all. I don't think we're going to rise high enough to the 1-day cloud before we do go lower. That's just my opinion, though. HMB, I have looked at the Dow Jones and US dollar index, but not recently and not very often, because that is outside of the stuff I understand. I only looked at it because it was in the TA books I was reading. Is there 2 possible long-term supports? I mean, there's lots of long-term supports. It depends what you want to draw. So, you know, we've got mid 5,000s, low 5,000s, mid 4,000s, and 3,000s. So you can draw supports wherever you want to. Aurea Jams, what do you think about blockchains claiming 1, I don't know, minute transaction per second? Is that 1 minute that you mentioned or more? Will it make a difference in your opinion? I don't know about the technicals of how fast these transaction per second speeds are. 1 minute to me seems relatively short compared to the rest of the market. I'm pretty sure Bitcoin is much higher than that. Yeah, but I went over this in the last stream. If we have faster coins, rather when we get faster coins, so this was in regards to a Lightning Network question I got, I think it's going to make a massive difference to the market. Yes, I think it's going to be incredibly bullish. It feels like a Crypto Nig video all again. That's hilarious, Lewis. Get the fuck out. Guys, I think with that, I am going to be wrapping this up real quick. Gold just had a death cross. That is pretty concerning. Alright guys, yeah, so I am going to be signing off. I have covered my analysis, guys. I'm not going to go over it again because it is quite in-depth, but definitely if you are tuning in just now to the stream, then just go ahead and rewind. Watch it at 2x speed if you want, 1.5, whatever you like, and work through that. But guys, if you aren't already in my Telegram channel, t.me/CryptoMafiaGold, I have just received a payment from the last person. But if you guys are interested in the gold channel, if you are interested in getting my signals, then definitely join that. The link is in the description down below. And of course, my Twitter page as well. Guys, Telegram was actually down today for a little bit. And that was slightly concerning for me. Because I thought that, you know, I'd lose a lot of the work I've built up. You know, we look at gold and it's 2,200 members now, and I think just a month ago it was at like 1,400, losing members every day. So I was thinking of making some sort of a backup, and so what I did is way before this actually is make a Discord group, and you guys can join that. Go in the Crypto Mafia Gold channel. It is the pinned message at the very top. If you look at the top of the channel, you will see the pinned message, and that is what it is. So you can go ahead and join that Discord group. It is a discussion group, and I think that's going to be beneficial to some people. Bye, Sammy, you sexy man, you. Thanks, Bruce Wayne. Great videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. But guys, yeah, I am going to be signing off here. I hope you have found it useful, and you have a nice day. All that good stuff. Check out my video where I spoke about my crypto journey, my journey learning about it. I think you might like it if you haven't already seen it. I'm pretty sure this stream had more views concurrent than the video had altogether, which is pretty insane. Good idea to buy now, Crypto Kyle? No, that's my short answer. Go ahead and watch the rest of the stream if you want more than that. But don't trust this guy full of opinions. That's hilarious. All right, with that, I'm going to be signing off, guys. Have a nice day. Peace.